I know you're there and you can call out if you need something. All right, take a breath in and let it go. Take a breath in and let it go. Take a breath in and let it go. Take a moment to notice the sensation of the breath moving in your body. Can you feel the ribs expanding as you breathe in? Can you feel the ribs narrowing as you breathe out? Stay with the attention on the rib cage for another moment. And then if you are reclining, hug your knees and rock a little. If you are sitting tall, stay right there or wiggle your toes and rotate your ankles. And let's all meet up together, upright, seated. And from an upright seated position, lower the chin to the chest. Roll the head over to one side. Pause. Roll the head over to the other side. Pause. Just like that, roll the head back to side one. And take your time back to side two. Return to center, roll the head to upright. And then like an exaggerated yes, lift the chin, the front of the throat is spacious, and then lower the chin. A couple more times, lift the chin, not to let the head completely drop back, but make a lot of space in the front of the throat. And then chin comes down, make the space in the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, bring the chin down. And then come to upright, neutral head. From here, take the right hand to the side of the head. Sit tall so the crown of the head is rising up and the shoulders are dropping down. And we'll resist and release. So these are isometric exercises, which means we're using effort, but there's no outside movement. And you can have your hand in a different position if it feels awkward on the, like if on the wrist or hand or wherever, it's not okay. And if need be, you can use the other hand, bring it around. Inhale, and as you exhale, resist the head into the hand and the hand back into the head. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. Exhale, resist and stay. And then release that side. Roll the shoulder a little. Bring the hand to the other side. Lengthen up. Lower the shoulders. Inhale here, sit tall. And exhale, resist. Head into hand. Hand into head. Inhale, relax. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. And last time, resist and hold. Inhale, relax. Roll the shoulder around. Sit tall again. Same idea, but turn and look over your right shoulder. And as you do, the right hand is preventing your head from looking further over your shoulder. We resist and release 3 times. Grow tall first. Exhale, resist, attempting to turn the head. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. Unwind gently. We'll go straight over to the other side. Sit tall. Turn the head and the neck, not the whole spine just yet. That'll be another movement we'll do later. Head to the hand. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, resist. Unwind the effort and release. And just for fun, in the background by the Buddha is my cat, Spirit. She likes to sit on the meditation cushion next to the Buddha. Grow tall. She's my guru. Turn and look over the right shoulder again, but this time the opposite hand. So it's the left hand preventing the head from turning to look forward. So get tall once again. Remember all of these rotational movements, the spine, the neck, they love length. So grow tall as you inhale. Resist the head trying to look forward on the exhale. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. Exhale, resist. Hold. And release everything. Roll both shoulders. And let's go to the other side. Sit tall. Looking over the left shoulder. Right hand to the head. Lengthen on the inhale. Resist on the exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. Resist on the exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. Resist on the exhale. Unwind, release, and roll the shoulders the other way. If you're not sure what the other way is, then do both. Good. Give the shoulders a squeeze up to the ears and let them go. 2 more times. Squeeze up and release. Squeeze up and release. Let's take the head tilted over to the right. We'll do one more resisting and stretching. The hand on the head, usually we're using it to encourage the stretch, but we'll start with a resistance. So sit tall once again. Make sure your abs are on. Even though this is mainly a neck thing, make sure you have a steady foundation to start with. And then resist, like the head wants to come to upright, but the hand won't let it. Relax the resistance so the head tilts back toward the shoulder. Resist again, head's trying to get upright, and then relax the resistance one more time. Resist, and then relax into the side tilt. Stay here. Breathe. You can use the hand on the head to tolerance. Notice what it feels like in your neck. Take the other arm off to the side. It's down low, and then explore different ways of moving. Rotate the arm, the shoulder, maybe move the head and the neck. I like to open my jaw, and maybe right now kind of slide the jaw around, stick out the tongue. Letting go of some of that tension up through the jaw and the base of the skull. Go slowly so you can feel all the good sticky areas. And then relax the bottom arm. Take your right hand to the underside of your head. Use your hand to raise the head. Release here, gentle shoulder rolls. And then to the other side, tilt the head to the other side, hand to the head, 3 times resisting, and then we stretch. Grow tall on the inhale, resist with the exhale. Inhale, resist. Take a breath. Resist. And then relax into the side tilt of the head. The arm now gently encouraging but not forcing the stretch. The bottom arm down, kind of low. And it's your exploration. This is not like most of life, right? This isn't binary. It's not like, oh, it's always this way. It's yes, it's no. It's an exploration. So start to turn and tilt the head slowly at first and feel into it. If you get a real sticky spot and it's sharp, don't lean into that. If it just feels stiff, keep moving gently. See how it feels. You're in charge. Open the mouth, stretch the jaw if you like. Inviting layers of tension to peel off, not forcing anything, but providing the opportunity for tension to let go here. And when you're ready, the bottom arm relaxes and the top hand comes to the underside of the head. Use the hand to raise the head. And as you come back to center, this time, instead of the shoulder roll, pull the navel in and round the whole length of the spine. And then inhale, lift the heart and melt the shoulders back. Exhale, draw the navel in and round. Inhale, lift the heart and melt the shoulders. Just like that. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting. Come to center, to upright. And let's take the arms overhead, reach up tall. Twist to the right. Notice your foundation. Is it leaning? Is one side of your bum holding you more than the other side? Even things out as much as possible, and then the arms come down. Grow tall. The crown of the head is rising up, and the shoulders are melting down. Look over your right shoulder any amount, and put a little bit of attention into your left shoulder blade as if it's gently nudging you just a touch more in the direction of the twist. Unwind. Circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist, arms raised nice and tall. And notice both sides of your bum root down evenly and lower the arms. Looking over the left shoulder. Renew your commitment to the crown of the head rising up and the shoulders melting down. Check in with your right shoulder blade, and maybe it would like to nudge you a little bit in the direction of the twist. Breathe and breathe, and breathe and breathe. Unwind gently. Circle when you get back to center, up overhead, and hands to the heart. Release the arms, and let's come onto our backs and do a little bit of core while we're here. So come onto your back, hug your knees to your chest, rock side to side. Gently let the head and neck relax. So they might be rocking also, but there's minimal effort there. And curl yourself up. So press the legs into the hands. Now, if that doesn't feel good for the hand or the wrist, moderate how much resistance the legs have. Definitely engage the muscles of the legs. So the whole lower body, we're going to invite the abs too. So cinch in the abdominal muscles and squeeze the muscles of the legs around the bones. So even though they're not moving, they're really active and awake. Spread your toes. And then to whatever degree feels okay in your body, resist the legs into your hands as if they want to pop out and get away. Keep that. If you're holding so much that you can't breathe, dial it back a little so you can still breathe in and out. And if you like, pull the navel down and curl your nose up towards your knees and hold here and hold here and hold here and hold here. And slowly lower down. While you're on your back, take a hand on each knee and gently guide the knees in circles. Go the other way. Keep the right knee hugged in and stretch the left leg out long. This simple movement, I know these days I'm feeling more in my hip flexors because of the extra time I'm spending sitting in front of screens. So intentionally send the left thigh bone down to the mat, like the back of your left thigh is trying to make contact with the mat. And take the right knee out to the side, take a couple breaths there. Keep the left leg anchored to the mat. The left thigh still moving down closer and closer to the mat. Bring the right knee in. Bring both knees in. Switch the legs. Left knee hugs, right leg stretches out long. Breathing in, breathing out. And again, the long leg is super active and the thigh bone is dropping down again and again, dropping down towards your mat. Heel is on the mat. And then take the left knee out to the side without losing any of that anchored right side. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Come on back to center. Bend the knees. Take the legs up in the air. If the hamstrings are feeling a lot of stretch, keep some bend in the knees so that the feet can be high up and the legs aren't way out in front of you. The ankles are roughly over the hips. And then if you're comfortable with the legs straight, that's okay. Have the legs straight. From here, with energy and intention, pull your belly button down towards your mat and make little circles with your feet. They will travel together. Maybe the size of a soccer ball. Maybe the size of a basketball. Keep going in the same direction. Maybe a beach ball, a big beach ball. Come back to starting position. Go the other way. Start with your soccer ball circles. And pull the navel down so your abdominal muscles are helping you here. Now your basketball size. Your standard beach ball. Your extra large beach ball. That's it. And then back to starting position. Now, as you pull the navel down, pick up your tailbone, use the lower abdominal muscles. So that's what we're after. This will look different from person to person. And if it feels better to have the hands in close to the body, that'll give you a little bit of leverage so you can pin the arms down and curl the tailbone up a bit. It's not about how much movement you get. It really is more about, did the abdominal muscles wake up as you efforted the legs toward the sky. If yes, you're doing it right. Mine are like, what are you asking me to do? We haven't done this in a while. And then bend the knees, rock a little side to side. Take the feet down to your mat, heel toe your feet wide, and take a few generous windshield wiper movements. Let the knees go way over to one side, way over to the other side, especially the inside knee, if you will. Like when your knees are over on the right, pay attention to reaching that left thigh long. Make space at the front of the hip. And the same thing, when the knees go to the left, reach the right thigh long from the abdomen through the pelvis, through the front of the thigh. Hip flexors getting a bit of stretch here. Come on back to center. Please bring the feet back a little bit closer to each other. We'll set up for bridge pose, and I would invite you to make this a very Abby bridge. So, not aiming for height, but aiming for structural stability and seeing if we can make some space in the hip flexors, those muscles that when they're contracting, they bring the knees to the chest or the chest to the knees. So when we're sitting, they're in some contraction and they're resting short. We're gonna help them elongate in an active way. So notice where your rib cage, the back of your rib cage rests on your mat. Keep your ribs on your mat as long as you can. Press your feet down firmly into your mat. Scoop your tailbone under to start. And then lift your pelvis. Now, if the hamstrings or the glutes are freaking out, dial it back a little bit. Don't freak out your legs. And lift up, but keep your ribs down. What's happening in the neck? Relax your neck. Lift your hips up and keep your back ribs down. Lift your ribs up and keep your back ribs down. Now, for the very last little part of the lift, keep the hips lifted and allow the ribs to peel up some if they want to. Take a few breaths. We're going to come down and take the ribs down first, the bottom ribs down first. And then see if you can curl your low back down so it touches first and then your pelvis touches down. Then release that tucked under thing and the ab thing. Let your spine return to neutral. Take a couple recovery breaths. And now we'll pick up the pace a bit, so we'll still keep the same elements. We're aiming to engage the lower body so we get as much of that hip flexor length as we can. Press your feet like they can go through the earth, through the mat, through the floor. Squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvis, keep the ribs down, keep the ribs down, keep the ribs down, keep the ribs down. And then at the very end, let the ribs lift. If your hamstrings are having a fit, breathe, dial back a little bit, slowly lower down. Curl, 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 low back curls down, pelvis curls down. Now let it be really fluid, go up and down a few times. Press down, peel the hips up, hold here. Curl your way down, feel the movement along the spine. And then this time when you lift up, you choose. Once your hips are lifted, then allow the back of the ribs to lift, however much they're lifting today. And we'll stay here for 5 or 6 breaths. If you have a favorite arm position in your bridge pose, you can take that. Today I'll choose to karate chop my arms into the mat so the edge of the pinky is pressing down. Edge of the forearm pressing down, feet are pressing down. Check in with your neck, let it be long. And slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself. Slowly, slowly. Still, the ribs come down first, and then curl, curl, curl down the low back, and eventually the pelvis comes down. Once you're all the way down, take happy baby, knees wide, hold behind the thighs, or walk the hands up toward the feet. Wherever you're holding, rock. If this in any way bothers the wrists or elbow, use the forearms to hook behind the thighs. And then release that. Flip yourself over to hands and knees or hands and forearms. Round your spine once you get there. Start moving in that arching, rounding cat-cow way you know so well. Inhale, peeling up. Exhale, lifting the navel, relaxing the neck. Inhale, exhale. Back to neutral. From your neutral spine, take the right, actually don't take the right knee. Let's all come down to forearms. And when your forearms come down to the mat, you can have them either, and this will be your choice for right now. You can have the palms down on the mat, or you can turn the palms toward each other and softly interlace your fingers. Either way works, but check where your elbows are. Don't have your elbows out wider than your shoulders. Keep your elbows so they feel like they're shoulder width. They might even feel like they're a touch narrower than your shoulders. That'll work just fine for our purposes. Press the forearms, the edge of the forearms down into the mat. Breathe while you're here. Tuck the toes underneath. And then lift your hips up, dolphin pose. Press the forearms into the mat. Lift your shoulder blades up towards your hips. Lift your thigh bones up and back behind you. Your head relaxes some. We're not trying to put the head on the floor at all. We're actually trying to press the floor away so we have more space between the head and the mat. You can move your legs around. You can move your hips around here like we would in down dog in our first down dog. Move a little side to side, shift the weight. Now take a peek at your feet. Have some space between the feet. Several inches. And now let's turn this into forearm plank. The feet will likely need to walk back some as the arms come forward. Zip up the belly a lot. Hold here, hold here, hold here, hold here, and breathe. And then zip up the belly, hips lift, head comes down, walk your feet back in. We're in dolphin. And slowly lower your knees to the mat. Find either kneeling puppy, where the hips are high and the arms reach out, or take the hips further back and find child's pose. Breathe while you're here. Inhale and exhale. And then everybody bring your hips back as far as they will willingly go. We're all in child's pose. Walk your hands to the right. Feel the side bend, the space in the left side body here. If it feels interesting, place the left hand on top of the right hand. Notice if that caused a twist. Maybe lift the right side of your rib cage a little bit to even things out. So it's pure side bend loveliness. Inhale and exhale. Walk the hands to the other side. As the hands go to the left, maybe the right hand wants to be on top of the left. Maybe it doesn't. See what's up over here. Breathe here, feel the space on the right side. And then notice the left side of the rib cage might have rotated down. Lift it up just a touch. Find that nice, pure side bend. Breathe in, breathe out. And walk the hands back. From here, shift yourself so that you can lower down onto your belly by whatever route you choose. No special way, unless you want to do it in a special way. And then once you're lying down on your belly, bring your forearm under your hand. So this can vary since there's a little visual component here. You can look towards your screen. Place one hand under your head so that when you're looking toward the screen, you have a pillow. Your other hand will go down by your side. The palm is facing down. This is a little bit of like supportive structure, this bottom hand. And from this position, put your attention in your abdomen, pull the belly button up to the ceiling and send the pubic bone down into your mat. Reach the legs back straight and enthusiastically. From here, as we exhale, we'll start with just the upper body lifting as if your arm is glued to your head. Zip up and peel up. Inhale and lower down nice and long. Keep the abs on really strongly. Keep the legs strong. They're not moving, but they're really active. We'll exhale with the lift. That may be a little counterintuitive, but inhale, lower down. That exhale will help us engage some of the abdominal muscles a little bit more. Exhale, lifting head, neck, and chest, and inhale, lower down. Good, let's do the other side. Switch the arms, turn the head. Zipped up belly, pubic bone down, head turns to the other side, same thing here. All 10 toenails anchored on your mat. Exhale as you peel up. Inhale as you lengthen back down. Exhale as you peel up. Inhale as you lengthen down. One more time. Even squeeze the glutes. Go ahead. And lower back. Switch back to side one. This time we'll add the legs. You can add one leg or both legs as you wish. So if it feels a little dicey for your low back, whatever leg is on that down hand, right? So the leg that's next to your lower palm, that'll be the leg that you'll lift if you're lifting just one. If you want to lift both, that's just fine. Exhale. Zip up the belly, peel the head up and one or both legs. Lower back down. Exhale. Peel the head and one or two legs. And back down. This last time we're going to hold, peel up, stay there. If you feel really happy, both legs are lifted, and you want to lift the palm up off the mat, do that. Slowly lower. Bend the knees and swing the feet a little side to side. Let the hips move. Let your body rock. And now second side. Hand under the head, the other palm down near your side. Remember, if you're lifting just one leg, lift the leg on the side of the low hand. Exhale, zip up the belly, peel the head, the arm, the foot, and inhale and lower down. Just like that. Exhale, peeling up. Inhale, lengthening down. Last time. Belly zipped up, pubic bone is on the whole time, and stay here. Maybe raise the palm off the mat. Maybe both feet if you've got one. See how it feels here. And then unwind and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen back down. Bring the hands to your mat alongside your chest. Zip up your belly and press up. Make your way to child's pose, stretching out the low back. In this version, you might like to come up onto your fingertips. See how that feels for you. Inhaling, exhaling. Now, ease your way back to hands and knees. Now, if you are looking to reduce the amount of weight on the wrists, from hands and knees, you'll step your right foot forward. If you want to add down dog, come into down dog first, and then with the palms pressing evenly, raise your right leg and step forward. Step, scooch, wriggle, bring your back knee down. Anjaneyasana, a knee down low lunge. Breathe while you're here. Let's first do a little stretchy thing. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. Lean your hips forward and walk your hands down, maybe toward the forearms. And then, let's see, with the front leg, maybe the knee wants to tilt away from you. Maybe the foot wants to stay and the foot and the shin want to stay upright. Just see. Relax your neck. Drop your hips. All right, let's walk the hands back in. Keep the right leg in front. Sort things out if it wandered off to the side a lot. And now let's come into a hip flexor stretch. So as you come up, lift the navel up, reach the tailbone down, and glide your hips forward until you feel something. You guys can't see, but I'm just patting the back thigh. The front of the back thigh, there we go, is where we're aiming for the stretch. If I let my hips tilt forward, the hip flexors are shortening up again, and I miss out. Now, yeah, the hip flexors are short on the front leg side. That's fine. We're going to do one leg at a time. Reach the arms up overhead. Breathe while you're here. Take your right hand and hold the left wrist. Lengthen up nice and tall. Belly is lifting in and up. Navel lifting in and up. And turn this into a side bend. Stay there. Now, while you're in your side bend, add a little pulling the navel in and rounding forward a bit, like you're bowing in towards your navel. Ooh, what's that like? And then slowly come back to upright. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Now, when you're ready to come back, you can come back to either tabletop, or if you want to do down dog, you can do down dog. If you want to do down dog and plank and put a little flowy thing in there, you can do that too. Let's all meet up in either downward facing dog or hands and knees. Take a few breaths in the pose of your choice. Down dog or hands and knees. When you're ready, if you're in down dog, the leg can come up and back first. Step the left foot all the way through. And as the left foot comes forward, let's do the stretchy thing first. So, left foot forward, back knee is down. Walk both hands to the inside of the foot. Let the hips drop down. Maybe come to forearms. See how that feels. Each side may be different. And what's it like if the front knee tilts away from the body? Oh, that's kind of interesting on this side for me. What's it like for you? Maybe the knee wants to be, or the shin wants to be upright for a bit. What's that? Relax the neck. Take a couple more breaths. And unwind. Reorganize the legs, or rather, not the legs. Reorganize your hands. Your legs are fine. And then walk your way to upright. Low lunge on this side. And as you come to upright, zip up the belly, lengthen the tailbone down, and as the hips glide forward, feel for something stretchy in the front of the left thigh, right thigh, sorry, front of the back thigh. As you tune into that, raise the arms overhead. Left hand takes hold of the right wrist, and there's a side bend here. Breathe. Breathe. And then pull the navel in and add a little bit of bowing in toward the belly. Bowing in toward the belly button, any amount. Slowly unwind. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down again. Your choice. You can step back to hands and knees and then child's pose. You can step back directly to down dog, or you can do a little plank push-up thing in there. The choice is yours. This is your practice. What is your body benefiting from today? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Walk your hands and feet together so you're folded over your legs. Bend the knees. While your knees are bent, can you bring your palms to the back of your calves? Now imagine that your palms want to push your shins forward, but again, this isometric work, your shins are wanting to push back a little. And as they do that, your bum's going to get a little higher up in the air. The hands press the calves forward, but the calves are pressing back on the hands. And as you do both of those things, your hips will start to rise up any amount. Breathe there. And then check in with your neck. If this isometric resistance feels like it's a bit much for the neck, relax the effort of it. Maybe your arms want to hang now. Breathe. Let gravity help you here. Let gravity lengthen your spine. You might sway if the arms are folded and you're hanging out here. Release the arms. Press into your feet. Zip up the belly. Slowly come up. Slowly, 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 slowly. Once you're all the way up, give your shoulders a little roll. And then from here, place your hands on the fronts of the thighs, feet parallel to each other, a little space in between them. Come back here. Bend your knees and sit back into chair pose. Sit back. So the weight is more in the heels as the hips lean back. And then zip up the belly. Spine is neutral. But let's explore that a little bit. Use your hands on your thighs and press the hands to the thighs gently around the back. Like cat-cow in chair pose. Now peel the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift, open the heart. Now find your way back to neutral spine, nice and long. Maybe the palms are in front of the chest. Maybe the arms reach out like your arms grow out of the back of your waistline. Really long. They don't come out of the shoulders at all. Take a breath in here. Press down into your feet. Slowly straighten your legs. Once they're all the way straight, lift up on your tiptoes. Pause here, pause here, pause here, and then slowly lower yourself down. Grab yourself a block or a mushed up blanket or something handy. Place your block the tall way. It's in between the feet, but it's also out a little in front of the feet. Here, let's face that way. Right, so I'm not right in between the feet. I'm out in front, but in line with my midline. All right? This block is where we'll go for a twisting chair pose. Parvrita Utkatasana, if you like the Sanskrit. So this is how we get in. I'll show first and then we'll all do together. We'll bend the knees, we'll find our chair pose legs first. Then one hand goes down to the block. The other hand will be on the hip while we get the length in the spine and the twist in the chest. And then you can raise the arm if you like. You can always leave it there. Or if you want to be fancy, you can reach behind you for the opposite waist. Okay, let's give it a go. Block placed out in front, in line with the midline of your body. Breathe. Inhale the arms up overhead first. Stay right here. Lift your navel, lift your chest. Let yourself find some amount of back bend. Now, if that's too much with the arms up, then hands on the back of your pelvis as your chest lifts up. Little space in the front body. Come to neutral. Bend your knees, find your chair pose. Zip up the belly. Hands in front of the heart is our starting position. And then let's just say you're going to place your left hand on your hip and your right hand on the block. Lengthen your spine. Rotate your chest to the left. Breathe. How long can your spine be here? Are you curled up in fetal? If you are, get long. Get open across your collarbones. And notice if your bottom hand is acting like a third foot, use your legs more and your bottom hand less. Let the bottom hand be light. And then if you like, the top arm reaches up. You can stay there. If you like, you can wrap the hand behind your back, like you're looking for the front of the right hip. You can hang on to your, sometimes I like to, I'm gonna move my shirt here. Sometimes I like to find my waistband. It gives a nice secure way of hooking in and hanging on there. And breathe. Long spine. Put a little energy and awareness in your right shoulder blade. Maybe it wants to nudge you into the twist. Unwind from your twist and fold forward. Relax. I have a long torso and short legs, and long hamstrings, so for me, my head lands on the block. It's okay if it does. It's fine if it doesn't. That's not really the point. Slowly come up. Take your time, and on an inhale, circle the arms up overhead, hands to your heart. Bend the knees. Chair pose. Hands to the heart. Zip up the belly. Leaning back. And take the other hand. So left hand to the block. Turn your chest to the right. Breathe here. Nice long spine. And then do what you wish with the top arm. Maybe it goes up in the air. Maybe it walks behind your back, looking for the hip crease, the waistline, or some clothing it can hang on to. Definitely breathe. Check in. Are the feet being feet? Is the hand being not a foot? Use the feet more, zip up the belly, lean into the hips. That hand on the block gives you some leverage into the twist. It is not meant to be an arm balance here. Unwind into a forward bend. Hang here. Same option. If your block is near your head, you can use it as a headrest, but it's not mandatory. Definitely breathe. Slowly press the feet, zip up the belly, ease your way to upright. Circle the arms overhead, inhale, hands to the heart, exhale, and release the arms. All right, let's take the feet wide apart. If you've got a block, when your feet are wide apart, we'll turn the left toes in, turn the whole right leg out, and place your block on the baby toe side of your right foot. I'm going to place mine up tall. It will work nicely to give us some space here. Heel to heel or heel to arch, either way works fine. Zip up the belly. Tilt out to the right side. So an old school yoga instruction that I know I heard for years, but that we don't really use anymore was like, pop your hip out and reach out. Don't do that. Hug in. Anchor the feet. Yes, tilt to the side, but anchor. So we have a lot of spinal stability from these muscles that wrap around the torso, hugging in, and even that back hip, hugging in. Now, find your block with your fingertips. If it's too far away, bend your knee just enough that you can find that the fingertips and the block meet. Breathe while you're here. Now bring your attention back into the back leg. Lift your inner thigh like it wants to lift you back up out of the pose, but you're still right here. Trikonasana triangle. Anchor the feet, zip up the belly. Stack your shoulders, open your chest. If you like, reach the top arm up to the sky, palm facing forward. Breathe. And this is another pose where the bottom arm, it gives us some leverage for the twisty part in the chest, but it's not intended to be an arm balance. So use the legs, use the abs, use the muscles in the whole torso so that the hand is light. Can you move it? Or will you fall down? Yeah, if you can move it without dropping, beautiful. And the rest of the body's doing just what it needs to. Hand on the hip, zip up the belly, come back up to stand, and turn the feet to face forward. You can move the hips around here. Take your block. You can make it a Tai Chi exercise if you like. Take your block, move it over to the other side. We'll switch the feet. Turn your right toes in, turn your whole left leg out, and the block goes up tall just outside the baby toe. And same thing here. Anchor the feet, zip up the belly. Hugging in, so even that right outer hip is hugging in as we tilt over the left leg. The big toe side of the ball of the foot is pressing extra here. And then find your way to your block. Again, bend the left knee a bit if needed, just until the fingertips and the block touch. Nice long spine, open, wide open collarbones. And then add the top arm if you wish. Breathe, breathe. Invite the legs to do more. And the bottom hand to leverage the twist, but not support your whole upper body. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Press into your feet. Reach up. Come on up to center. Once you're at center, bring the feet to face forward. Move the hips, bend the knees. Take your block. Last standing pose. Take your block back over to side one. Left toes turn in, whole right leg turns out. This time, and I'll show first and then we'll do together, we'll be bending the right leg, finding the block, and there's a little technique here where you tiptoe in with the back leg, aim to have your right hip over your right ankle, and walk your block out maybe another foot, so that when you're ready to raise the back leg, your hip is over your ankle and your shoulder is over your wrist. And again, especially for anybody working with wrist issues, not much weight at all on the hand. You can even practice this without any weight on the hand if you want. All right, let's go. Bend the right knee. Start to lean that way. Take your block and now tiptoe in. Tiptoe in with the left foot. Walk your block out a foot or so and raise the back leg. A little or a lot. We'll see how it goes. Zip up the belly. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Squeeze your right butt cheek a lot. If you like, raise the top arm. It is not mandatory. If you fall out, give it another try. And then come on down. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Whoo, let's come back up and go to the other side. Switch the feet, right toes turn in, whole left leg turns out, the block starts out on the baby toe side of the left foot. So it looks kind of like triangle as we first go in, but we're bending the knee freely. Bend the knee, tiptoe in with the right foot, walk the block out. Once your hip is over your ankle and your shoulders over your wrist, zip up the belly and raise the back leg. Most of all, breathe. Squeeze your left butt cheek, like scoop it underneath you. Open the arms. Breathe and breathe and breathe. And did I mention breathe? Good. And when you're ready, bend the standing leg, reach back. Come on up, come on out. You can bring the block with you to the middle, either medium or tall height. Feet face forward, fold forward, knees are free to bend. So the hands can rest on your mat, or if the hands don't touch the mat, hands can rest on the block. So there's something that you're making a connection with. Prasarna Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. Breathing here. Now from here, heel toe your feet in a little closer. Bend your knees. Now this is just a fancy way to get to seated. You can skip the squat business if your body says, oh, hell no. Drop the hips. Find a squat. Breathe. Breathe. Now if this is feeling kind of nice, you can do a little, I'm isometrically resisting, right? I'm pressing with the hands out, but squeezing a little with the legs in as I'm rocking. You can also, if you're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that today, sit on your bum and swing your knees gently. So windshield wipers from seated. Either way, choose the one that your body says yes to. If it says yes to both, then try the squat. Now when you're ready, if you're in the squat, swing your legs around. So we do a lot of the reclining hip stretch, and that is also available to you, but I'm going to show a different one as well. So usually thread the needle, right? Hands clasped behind the back thigh, or hold on to the front shin, all good. A third option that you have, if you want to do it from seated, is called fire log pose, and the shins stack, and you lean forward over the stacked shins. You get to choose. I am not the boss of you. You are the boss in your body. I find that with the geometry of my hips, when I sit upright, my top knee is really high up, but then as I tilt forward, the knees kind of stack, and it feels, well, both more and less comfortable at the same time. Now, if your body's like, oh, hell no, then lie on your back and do the reclining hip stretch, the thread the needle version with the bottom foot either up or down. This is just another option. So the leg that's on top, that's the outer hip that we're stretching. It did a lot of work, especially in those standing poses. Breathe here. Have the back of the neck long and the front of the throat soft. Unclench your jaw. Gradually ease up and change sides. So one ankle on top of the other thigh, the other knee kind of up above the opposite ankle. Whatever version worked on side one, try the same version on side two, and then adjust according to what this side needs, right? Breathe here. So for me, as I head over to this side, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a few old injuries I'm feeling in this hip and hamstring. So I'm going to be especially gentle on this side and slow in progressing, even though it looks like I'm not in as deep. The sensation I'm feeling is a lot more. So pay attention to the inner sensations that you notice more than the outer form or geometry of the pose. The outer form gives us some, like a blueprint to follow. But the real yoga happens when we bring the awareness to the inner body. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly, slowly, slowly ease yourself out. If you're in the seated version, once you unwind, lie down on your back. And everybody take the knees around, have a little knee party. Move your knees, each one independently. So there's nice movement all around the hip joint. Move the hips, the thigh bones in the hip joint, all different ways, what feels good. And then take something that feels nice in your body. Maybe today I'll recommend both knees. Oh, I know what we'll do. If you're up for it, and you can do this or not do this. Left leg crosses over, walk and swing the legs over to your right. And you can do any twist you like. Long spine, Wide open collarbones. If it feels stressful, like the legs are in the air and you're trying to hang on for dear life, tuck a blanket or a block or something underneath to fill the space between the floor and your legs. But most of all, breathe. Breathe deeply into the side of the rib cage facing the ceiling. Breathe all the way up into that side of the chest and shoulder. Take another couple of breaths. When you're ready, zip up the belly, return to center, and switch the legs, switch sides. Inhaling, exhaling. Deep breath in, especially guiding the breath into the side of the rib cage closest to the ceiling, all around that side of the ribs, the waist, the chest, the upper back, breathing all the way up into the shoulder on that side. Deep breath in and out. And Leia, maybe bring your knees a little closer to your chest so there's less back bend. See how that feels. Deep breath in. And let the breath flow out. Take a few more breaths right here. Return to center, unwind the leg. As you unwind the leg, you might take one last happy baby or move the legs around in the air. What feels nice right now? You can rock. Take the feet wide if you want. How does that feel? When you are ready, stretch your body out for Shavasana. If your body likes something underneath the knees, maybe a rolled up blanket or pillow, have that there. You could also, if you don't have that handy and your low back is feeling a little tight, try the feet wide apart, like wider than your mat. Take up all the space that you can. Maybe the arms are going to open out wide too. Take a deep breath in and squeeze every muscle. Exhale, let it go. And do that again, inhale. Exhale. adjustments that you'd like so you're as comfortable as possible. Resting in Shavasana. The toes, feet, and calves rest. The knees, thigh muscles, and hips relax. The low back is free to melt, and the upper back spreads out. Belly rises and falls, the heart opens, shoulders, arms, wrists and hands. Letting go of anything they're carrying. Back of the neck, you might roll the head. Back of the neck gets long and the head rests. Let the earth support you. Let her hold you. In this groundless time, feel the solidity of the earth beneath you. Relax all of the facial muscles. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another deep breath in and let it go. When you're ready, start to move the hands and feet, fingers and toes. Draw the knees one at a time. One knee, then both knees into the chest. When you're ready, rock. Slowly make your way over to one side. Use your hands. Slowly, gently press up to seated. As you come to upright, pause. Bring the palms together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the chin. Take a moment in gratitude for something, anything. An ample supply of toilet paper. Time with the beloved. Being able to practice whatever it might be. May you be happy, healthy, safe, and at ease. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking at your meditation cushion. Is that really, I mean, is that what it's called, or is that just a cushion that you went out and bought?
Oh no, like it's a meditation cushion. It's my sister-in-law gave it to me, and it's a little bit weird because it has Tara on it, but I feel kind of weird sitting on her face.
But Spirit doesn't.
Spirit has no problem with it. It's filled with like beanbaggy stuff.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
No, right now, can you see her over my shoulder?
Yes.
I took down, there's a fan on the
I see
floor.
it.
I was doing handstands yesterday, and so I took down the fan the fan actually fell because my foot hit it. There are two prominent nails in the wall, and she has suddenly discovered them. So she's looking at it like,